When we talk about hunger, what do we think of? 7 million years ago, our ancestors lived on the earth. Many plants grew on the earth, both edible and non-edible. Some of them were picked up and made into food. People from different regions or countries have different habits. They grew different crops and passed on the experience of farming to the next generation. They depend on the land for agricultural production and are constantly trying to improve their farming methods. People had invented all kinds of tools for developing agriculture. And it was relatively easy to harvest food, but even so, many people still don't have enough food to eat by the beginning of the 21st century. Due to the growth of population, the difference of regional development rate, the decrease of arable land and uneven distribution of food, there are still a large number of hungry people. The shortage of food leads to hunger. Hunger leads to weakness. Weakness leads to low productivity. Low productivity leads to poverty. Poverty leads to food shortages. The vicious circle exists in all regions of the globe, especially in some developing countries.
Since 2015, pandemic, conflict, climate change, and growing inequality, among other factors, it exacerbates global hunger and food insecurity this trend. By 2022, about 9.2% of the world's population is facing chronic hunger, equivalent to 735,122 million, more than in 2019. It is estimate that 29.6% of the world's population, 2.5 billion, suffer from moderate or severe food shortages. Compared to 2019, hunger has increased 391 million. Although today's global food production enough to feed the world's population, but in some parts of the world, hunger is still on the rise. Asia has the largest number of hungry people, that is, 2/3 of the world's hungry. In recent years, the proportion of hungry people in South Asia has declined, but West Asia rose slightly. From 2014 to 2016, Sub-Saharan nearly 23% of undernourished people in Africa. 1/4 of the world's children are stunted. In developing countries, this proportion could rise to 1/3. Malnutrition, 3.1 million children under 5 die each year. It accounts for nearly half of the deaths of children under the age of 5. In developing countries, 66 million children of primary school age go hungry. 23 million in Africa alone. 2022, 158 million children with developmental delays. 55 million children under the age of 5 will die due to illness. The gender gap in food insecurity continues to widen. 31.9% of the world's women facing moderate or severe food insecurity, while only 27.6% of men. That's more than 4 percentage points and 3 percentage points in 2020. Conflict, climate impact rising cost of living. People feel insecure and reduced food production. Both contribute to food shortages and the rising food prices. 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. The economic impact of its prevention and control measures lead to higher food prices, leaving nearly 3.1 billion unable to afford healthy meals, 112 million more than in 2019. The Russian-Ukrainian conflict has been going on for many years, tightening the global food supply chain. Demand and the prices have both risen. Russia is one of the world's largest wheat exporters, and Ukraine. It is one of the largest corn exporters in Europe. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine not only did it reduce the supply of food simultaneously, it also increases the cost of food imports for other countries right sharply.
Why should we care about food security? We all hope for our families able to obtain enough safe and nutritious foods. A zero hunger event to the health of our economy. Education, equality, and social development have a positive impact. How to achieve zero hunger? First of all, we can make agriculture more productive. For example, by introducing advanced agriculture technologies, increase the yield and the quality of crops. Secondly, we can improve infrastructure in rural areas and production environment, like building more roads and bridges, provide convenient transportation, allowing agricultural products to be delivered to the market faster. At the same time, rural water conservancy projects can also be built, ensuring that the irrigation needs of farmland are met. And finally, we need to look at the poor communications, can provide them with food assistance and nutritional supplement. Make sure they are getting enough nutrients. Health education activities can also be carried out. Let everyone understand the importance of healthy eating and learn to mix food properly, improve nutritional levels.
Being a world capable of producing enough food for everyone, it's unacceptable that over 700 million recipients still go to bed hungry. Hunger not only weakens body, but also destroys potential, fuels conflict, and strategic progress. Ending hunger means more than just providing food, it requires transforming food systems. Supporting a small-scale climate change, conflict, and economic instability must no longer to battle to food security. We must invest in innovation, reflections, and global corporations. Together, we can build a future where nutrition food is right, not a provider. Let us with accuracy, comparisons, and receive. The time to end hunger is not tomorrow, but today. Where every harvest fulfilled with a joy of conquest, with every piece of land held this hope of abundant harvest. Our world will true wish in the dawn of zero hunger. May every day the fill with leisure and hope.